I brought up that I do have experience in musical theater. Scant experience, but experience nonetheless. There's quite a difference between stage acting and film acting. On stage, you don't have the luxury of CG or a ton of massive set pieces, so you make do with what you have. Hell, you don't even have the luxury of things we take for granted in films and TV, like close up shots to see the faces of the actor. Wherever you sit is the perspective you tend to go with. So you have to make up for this in some way, such as having good choreography and good music. But if there was any musical that would be easiest to adapt from stage to movie, it would be Dear Evan Hansen. School, home, some woods, orchards, it's basically the world outside your window. This movie utterly fails. Controversy about the musical aside, and I don't particularly like the story at all, I will take the musical over this film because even the worst musicals do not even deserve a worse film adaptation. Well, why is it better than the film? Well, you're looking at one of the first problems, Ben Platt. Now, he did a great job on Broadway, but the man is off in this film. Look, the threshold for where suspension of disbelief breaks when it comes to stage plays is much higher than when we see a live action film. There's a lot of room to get creative with that threshold. Many plays and musicals have sewn straw into gold. The Lion King musical, for example, is the superior live-action adaptation, no questions asked. However, Ben Platt clearly looks older and it's not helped by the makeup. Seriously, Ryan Colt, who plays Connor in this movie, is only 2 years younger than Ben, yet he actually can pass for a high school senior. In fact, I think I have taught high school seniors who dress and look a lot like him. However, let's move into the cardinal sin of this movie, the music. I don't think I'm crazy for saying that the music of a musical movie should be good. That is the whole point of a musical movie. Don't know what the hell is going on behind the scenes, but Ben Platt as Evan sounds so much worse than his musical performance, which just is weird. I get having a bad day or the wrong takes being chosen, but this is consistently bad. Like, they also cut out a bunch of songs from the musical which give focus to other characters, which only furthers this issue because it keeps centering around Ben Platt's Evan. It also doesn't help that Sincerely Me, a song about Connor and Evan's supposed friendship, ends up having really poor audio mixing. Speaking of editing and choreography, it flat out sucks. I have no idea why Connor is singing directly into the camera for a good portion of Sincerely Me. The choreography in this film is atrocious. Waving Through a Window, for example, is now the opening song of this movie, and Ben Platt is really spending most of it just walking around. Working with Lemons did this better. They at least understand that maybe having Evan walk around isn't the best choreography and just decided to have a few scenes of Evan sitting down staring at something in the distance from different angles. Hey, it's better than this movie. Then there are the songs where the choreography is limited so the editing tries to do the talking, which looks awful because Windows Movie Maker or iMovie is amateur hour compared to, a movie studio. It undercuts the impact of songs like Requiem, where one of the characters is singing about how she was abused by her brother and doesn't want to mourn him, whereas the rest of the family is trying to process their emotions about it. How do you mess this up? And of course, we get walking down hallways and aisles as part of the choreography. So much walking down aisles and hallways, it's ridiculous. Then there are the songs which help flesh out the adults in Evan. Those got cut. One of these songs is Why Would You Cut Out Good For You, a song about Evan's whole nonsense crumbling down. Oh, I faked a friendship and now the lies are crushing me from all angles. Why would you cut that? You are robbing the story right here. Enough about the music sucking, the song choices being cut, and the other what the hell moments such as the editing. What about the acting? It sucks. Like, really, really sucks. I understand that a stage musical you need to overact a little bit given the nature of stage musicals, but can we get some of that overacting here? Everyone, and I mean everyone, feels so subdued that it's not funny. It makes it come off like nobody has chemistry, and honestly, nobody does have chemistry with each other, except for Connor, who is basically Evan's imaginary friend because the original Connor is dead. He's so underutilized in this, and he is a breath of fresh air. That's just sad. I can say this movie sucks. As an adaptation of the musical, it is inferior in both sound quality and choreography. As a movie, it has editing inferior to that of a YouTube production. And the changes to the musical itself honestly don't help this movie. We cut out a lot of songs dedicated to the supporting cast just to focus on Evan, but Evan is such a slog to get through in both the musical and acting sides of it that it honestly makes Zoe, or even Imaginary Connor, a better protagonist. Hell, any of the Murphys would be a better protagonist. Heidi, who is Evan's mother, and she's barely in this musical, would be a better protagonist than Evan. But those are just my thoughts on the matter. Please consider liking, subscribing, tipping the channel on Ko-fi. This is Cyril signing off.